Hi, welcome back to Small Talk Queens, episode 53, I think.
Yes, 53. Hi, I'm
Megan.
Kelly.
Sorry, Megan, Kelly. And we are not for children, so if your children or your old people are in the room, look, get them out. So
Did you just say old people?
Oh, I did, because old people don't like the swears either. So we have some foul language and some news that might not be accurate. So anyway, so we are here. We have our festive matching sweaters. Yeah. Which we got a price adjustment on, which was
fantastic. It was really a pain in the ass
because it killed me
from Land's End
to pay full price for this fucking sweater. But then they were going quick, and so I called about it and was like, "Look, I just bought these, but my code won't work. Like everything is discounted except for this fucking sweater, and I got it in another color also." And she's like, "Oh yeah, it's not good on that." I said, "Well, what if I ordered it? Like, what happens if it goes on sale? Do I get a price adjustment?" She said, "Oh yeah, within 14 days of shipping." Don't you know, I ordered on a Monday, it shipped on a Wednesday, and then fucking Thursday I got the catalog in the mail, and it was a half off. And then I promptly made the phone call. And then only got refunded the price adjustment for one, and then I had to call back. And
they just don't make it easy.
But the sizes were going quickly, so I couldn't wait. And as soon as they went on sale, they were like sold out. So,
yep.
Look, anyway, my festive green...
I do not have festive earrings.
Tree earrings in. I bought a pack of 20 Christmas earrings for $10 on Amazon, maybe 11. Look, they're festive as fuck, and I thought these are gonna make my earlobes burn.
Yeah, that's why I can't wear them.
They're really because usually they'll turn red and kind of bulbous and it's really a hell of a thing.
I don't like the word bulbous.
They hurt. They fucking hurt, but these don't. All day they don't bother. Anyway, so here we are now. This is the only matching one we got because the other color, they didn't have it in your size.
No.
And so...
I got a sweater. I cannot wait to come. Now, I got it off of one of those ads that you see on
Temu? Did you get from Temu?
No, I do not buy from Temu. Sorry, not to offend anybody,
but
look,
if you want something from Temu, you better get it now because the tariff...
Do not buy from Temu.
I love Temu.
But,
I love Temu.
At any rate, I bought it from one of the sites that advertises on my Facebook or my Instagram. Wait till you see. This sweater is the epitome.
So we're gonna wear festive as fuck for the next few weeks, I guess.
Yeah, why not? When else am I gonna wear this sweater?
We switched back today. We switched back to our other corner.
Yeah. So
we could see the snowman. So the snowman usually sits where the tree is now. This is the same corner where the witch legs and everything, and our our fall flowers. This is usually where we're at. But last week we sat in front of the tree. Today it's just easier to be here with the snowman, and I have some festive little things down here, but you can't really see. Look, some little pigs, some little piggies, and some.
I need a headband.
Some art, some fa la 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 la. It's backwards for you. Oh shit! I forgot to send you the cocktail drink on my phone, and now I can't. Sons of bitches.
We'll post it on.
I'll post one. Look,
on Facebook.
I'll post one on Facebook, but I forgot to send it to her, and I can't read it from my phone.
Which one?
And look at my festive as fuck fake. Now, these are a little long for me. These fake guys with the little candy cane tips. I'm not used to nails this long. There's a fucking learning curve.
Oh, wow.
I had to pick shit up off the table, and I had to finally just scoot it to the edge of the table into my hand because I couldn't physically pick it up. But listen to what I found out. Wearing the fake nails, I can't tear apart my eyebrows, so it's like a godsend for my eyebrows.
It's a nervous habit.
Also,
when you're anxious, is it when you're anxious?
We did not do last week because of Thanksgiving. I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. But the week before, I had donned my first pair of fake nails, so I wanted to report back that it wasn't my first pair.
Are these blinking on both sides? Yeah.
Yeah. So the pair I had on prior to Thanksgiving, they're supposed to last. One lasts up to 14 days. One lasts up to a week, and that was supposed to last up to a week. I had to pry a couple of those fuckers off, which you're supposed to gently do. I just pull them off. You're not supposed to pull them off.
You took nail with you.
You're supposed to just gently. They come with a little thing. Anyway, but
I'm not used to seeing you with nails like that.
I know it's so bizarre. I love them, but it's so bizarre. Isn't it fun? It's fucking fun. Anyway, but I cannot assault my eyebrows with these things on. So it's winning. Anyway, a couple fell off.
Your eyebrows?
No, but my nails. They were. I mean, they were only supposed to last a week, and it had been close to it by 6 days, and then they, which was strange because I figured. I was tearing into boxes and shit. I broke one. You could fucking break them? I broke one tearing into a box.
Do you get to pick the length?
You can. They have different lengths. Yes, their short is not actually short though.
Oh, well, it's short for them.
if you can hear the fan in the background, by the way, I apologize because the fan that is not oscillating, so we don't have the tick 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 noise when it goes back and forth that the microphone picks up. But this, it's a nice Dyson heat and cool. It was refurbished too, so if you ever find one refurbished, it's fucking cheaper. Get it cheaper. But out here on the porch, there's no heating and cooling system other than this fan.
Yeah.
So we do have it on. And I gotta turn the temperature up just a little bit. Are your feet cold?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little chilly. I've had this on all morning, but it's so cold outside. I mean, we literally went from like using the air conditioning to like 20, 25 degrees with a real feel of like 7. I mean,
our heater broke.
It was, oh yeah. Big
our
news.
heater broke.
Well, a piece of it broke.
A piece of it broke, but it meant that we didn't have heat and we had no hot water because it's an older system. It was there when we bought the house. So it's like a boiler or some stupid thing, runs on natural gas. The pilot light was on the hot water tank, but the water gets steamed or some steam goes over and heats the hot water tank. I don't even fucking understand, but we didn't have either.
But thank God you didn't have to replace your whole system.
No. That was not going to be fun.
Wait, I forgot. Hang on.
I'm talking, but
he sees you when you're drinking. You know who you are.
He sees you.
Oh, so keep going. It broke.
So anyhow, on Saturday, it got down to like 59 degrees. When you're sleeping, it's not so bad. It was actually
beautiful.
quite lovely.
Yeah, wow.
But then the next day, it's cold when I'm cold. My feet were cold. So we did have.
Did you not put socks on?
I did have socks on, but my feet were
I can't
cold.
sleep with socks on.
Chilly. I can't
Did
sleep.
you put socks on?
No, just to wear around the house.
I mean, that's like barbaric.
Talk about having some sweats.
I gotta like put a foot out from underneath the sheets. sometimes.
Like my whole leg is out.
Cool myself down. I can't do the whole leg because something will get it. I have this childhood fear of like something will get. It definitely cannot hang over the edge. I mean, it cannot hang over the edge. Oh. It can be out from under the sheet, but that shit is not hanging over the edge. I watch too many scary movies for that. Oh, look, a hawk.
Crazy. Oh my God. I saw an eagle. There's an eagle flying around in Bryn
Maybe
Mawr.
it's an eagle. What is it? Do you see?
It has to have a white
you
head.
Can't see it. I can't see it.
At any rate, so it went out on Saturday, crept out on Saturday, and by Sunday night, before the Eagles game, so John was very happy, we got heat. It was just the starter, so we did not need a whole unit.
Did you use the fireplace to heat the house?
Yeah, it doesn't heat the house. It heats that room. It's a gas fireplace, so it's not an efficient heater. But I mean, we have a system upstairs that's separate. John's third floor office. Of course, the office has its own heating and cooling. So if we got really cold, we could go up there. But we also had a space heater, so we used the space heater.
With caution, I hope.
And then we came over here to shower.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck your child did in my shower. He had a full throttle and like pushed the grout out from the. I've got some. The grout needs to be fixed, but
regrouted.
He had it on full blast as we could. I don't know what the hell he had it on. Because that's why Joe was like, "What's he doing up there?" Like we're just like, "What? Why is the water so loud? Like, is he taking a bath?"
We also had the door open.
No. The shower doesn't sound like that because it was like the shower doesn't sound like a faucet pouring into a bucket of water.
Well, he probably had the tub on. That's what he does at home, and then eventually he puts the shower on. I don't understand.
Well,
I don't understand.
So something went full throttle against the grout, and like,
oh my God,
it's fine. It's fine. It is what it is. So okay, so Thanksgiving. We had a nice Thanksgiving. We watched Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas to kick off.
I did not.
You did. Well, she's a hater of things. I mean, nobody hates Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas.
I never liked it, not even as a child. You liked it. You and Tracy used to sit down and watch it. I was like, the fucking otters or something. I don't know. So, like little.
It's by Jim. If you
I know. I like Jim Henson.
It's by Jim Henson, and Joe looked it up yesterday.
It's
available right now on Amazon Prime. So if you have a Prime member, you can watch it. Look. It's also available on YouTube.
If you don't get to it, you're not missing anything.
Thanksgiving Day, right? Joe and I roll over to Kelly's house, and I've made the green bean casserole and the broccoli cheese casserole with buttered Ritz crackers on top. It was Joe's aunt's recipe. It's fucking tasty. Which, by the way, you ate none of.
Oh no, that's wrong. I didn't eat any of the green bean. I had the broccoli with the Ritz.
Oh, I didn't see
absolutely.
that. We came home with like 2 full casseroles.
No, absolutely. I don't like the green bean thing. I was never going to eat it.
I love the green bean.
I like the broccoli with the Ritz crackers. How could you not? I ate it.
I couldn't eat it the next time.
I ate
a lot of leftovers. Anyway, so we get there, right, and we're doing whatever, and then it's time for me to have some wine. And I had a full-on panic. Remember my panic? I had full-on panic. Wine openers are like can openers. You should always have 2 in the house because if one goes to shit, you have another. As I experienced a few weeks ago, I was on the phone with my aunt and I was having some wine and I was opening a bottle of wine and the opener just broke. It just like fell fuck apart in my hands and I'm like fuck. But I have another. Now I have to get another one though, so I have because now the backup is the backup
shot.
broke and then my other one was just too lazy to get because it was high up on the in the cupboard. Like anyway, so we're at your house, and I'm trying to open the wine, and it was not working. Like the little arms were not raising up. It was not screwing down in, and I mean, full on.
It worked until
panic.
you got it. I don't understand.
Because the mom was like, "What worked last night?" Apparently, I didn't have it pushed down into the cork enough to start it. So, because then Joe got it. I'm like, "Oh my God, how did you get it?" But I was full on like, "Oh, we're gonna have to go back to our house and get a wine opener. Like, go somewhere and get a wine opener. Like, does Wawa sell them? Like, we need a wine opener."
That's bad.
But it's not that one wine. It's a holiday. Anyway, so
it was a good holiday. We had a lot to eat.
It was a lot to eat.
A friend of mine, Beth, sent me. She's a dietitian. She sent me a she posted it, but I saw it of like your meal at Thanksgiving, like the traditional meal, and like all of it, but the turkey and like maybe a green vegetable. People usually only have like one green vegetable. It's all carbs.
See, I did not.
So good.
I had a little bit of mashed potato just because it's that time of year. Like I only eat them like once a year, and they were just okay. I'm okay. Mashed potatoes aren't my favorite. Joe loves them, and I did have some of the stuffing because I do like the stuffing, and I put a roll on my plate.
The stuffing was homemade.
I saved it for the end, but then I opted for sweet potatoes instead of the roll, so I did not eat the roll.
The sweet potatoes are like it's like almost like a dessert. It's sweet potatoes with marshmallows on top and pecans, butter.
So good. And I can't believe I had a festive drink to show you, and I meant to send
We'll put it on the web.
We'll
put it on the website.
Yeah, but not everybody's on the Facebook, so they're not going to see it. So
what was it called?
I don't remember. I have several. We'll show 2 next week.
We'll do 2 next week.
So, because it's been a busy couple of days trying to like finish the line, and
we're really fucked because Thanksgiving was late.
I hate it when Thanksgiving's late.
So we only have 3 weeks.
Gypped out of a fucking week of Christmas.
Yeah.
Even though I start right after Halloween, but still.
I mean, I don't, and Mom comes to decorate because I would.
God, she decorated.
Put even less up than she did, just because it's a pain in the ass to put away. But the issue is when your mom, also known as Santa Claus. Like, you have all the things to do, all of the things, and I'm down a week.
Just all give the kids money, they won't care.
Well, that's not real fun to open. All of the things.
Money's great. Oh, speaking of gifts, so those of you that were with us last year, we had 2 gift guides last year. One was reasonable from Real Simple. The other one was from
Town and Country,
which I ended that subscription because I found, like, look, I don't belong. No part of me should be looking at Town and Country. I can't afford the things, and the gifts in there was like this is like gifts under $25 and goes up to $200. Their gifts were like $1,000 up or like $500 and whatever.
It's like a new car, new house.
Right. So let's hang on. So there's a whole issue about gifting. I have not read the whole thing, but there was a couple of good articles. There were a couple of good articles. Hang on. That's not the right. I folded down the page. The no stress guide to gift giving, right? So, okay, because the holidays should be fucking festive as fuck, and there should not be stress over gift giving. Main point: what's important is that your gift is thoughtful and intentional, not its price point. So here are, sorry, my something's happening under my armpit here with my sweater or my t-shirt underneath of it is digging in my armpit. Okay. So let's unwrap something. In a recent survey from LendingTree, an online loan marketplace, 56% of those polled said gift giving stresses them out. In fact, exchanging presents is a common topic in therapy, says Barbara Greenberg, PhD, a clinical psychologist in Weston, Connecticut. Lisha, I want to know if any of your clients talk about this with you. Because it isn't just about which scented candle to get your mother-in-law. Behind it all, people are worried about the relationship and doing damage to the connection, she says. Most of us want to give something that screams, I totally get you and appreciate you so effortlessly. I came up with this super thoughtful gift because that's the kind of person I am. On the receiving end, we put a lot of emphasis on gifts as symbols of how much somebody likes you and, more importantly, how well they know you, Greenberg says. It's tricky to be a gracious recipient when you unbox something that's decidedly not you. Take a deep breath and use these tips to find comfort and joy in giving and receiving so you can be mindful and present this season. Pun. I'm not going to read the whole article, but here are the pointers. One is to ask for a wish list. Okay, that's doable.
That's really easy from family. Like you're
right, and I'm not going to say like. I mean, well, some people that I exchange with in my circle of friends sometimes we'll say, is there anything you really want or anything you really need? But otherwise, well, first of all, I'm the easiest fucking person in the world to shop for. Because...
You just want a bottle of wine.
No. Although that's a good gift. Only if it's red. I fucking like everything. I mean, I like everything. So, like, I'm, like, uber fucking easy.
She loves
to please.
all of the things.
I mean, I love all of the things. I love all of the things.
Notice the excitement.
So, like, okay, so when her oldest was little, like, I'm gonna say, like, the 4-year-old range, 3 or 4-year-old range, I remember the Toys R Us catalog came. And it was sitting there at Christmas time. It was sitting on the coffee table, and he was looking through it. And I'm like, Patrick,
he lived for that.
What do you want for Christmas? And he's just looking wide-eyed. He's like, I want it all. And I'm like, I get you. I get you, right? I get you, right? So because some people are easier than others to shop for. Some people, I'm going to get back to this. Some people, like myself, just love everything. We're collectors of things. You know, a little Christmas bauble, a nice scented candle. You know, like it's you know, non-slip socks, which would have come in handy yesterday. I'll get back to that. You know, like it's easy peasy. I love decorations, but some people are trickier. Like they're maybe more particular, or they don't collect a lot of shit. You know, so it's a little trickier. But anyway, okay. So ask for
personally, I think I'm a great gift giver.
I think you are.
Like even amongst my friends,
I mean,
we don't really exchange gifts. My friends and I. It's not like a to-do or a Pollyanna, but
right.
like just occasionally I love just giving things. But I'm a great gift giver. I do have to say, I put a lot of thought in it. Maybe not to you, but...
I love for someone to be like, look, no, she's not. Well, I've always enjoyed my gifts. Joe enjoys his gifts. Okay, wait. Okay, back to this. Okay. So ask for a wish list or write their list for them. Let's see what is this? It's easier than it seems if you make it a year-round project. Yes. So this guy pays attention to what people say throughout the year and then makes a note of it. And I try to do that. I have like a little bit of, hang on. I have a little bit of sniffle. Sorry. It's cold out here. It's fucking cold out here. I'm like wipe my nose in front of everybody. Anyway, and I have
just don't let it run.
I have this cut over here that's been there since last January. I'm going to have to go to the doctor. Last January.
You have a cut since last January?
Yeah. It's like a split. How you get like your fingers split? I'm going to get back to
my
this,
thumb is split.
I was crying because I was in so much pain, and so I got snotty, and I had a paper towel in my hand, so I wiped my nose with the paper towel, Bounty, and it just fucking
ripped right off.
Like, and I think my nose was just chapped in general because I was doing a lot of crying because I was in a lot of pain last year, so it like split it, and it hurts like a mother, and it absolutely will not heal. Probably because I'm always like fucking with it, and it's constantly like bother. It's like a scab. It's just anyway. Okay. So this guy. Okay. So ask for a wish list, or throughout the year, pay attention to what people say, which I do try to do, like with Joe, and even for myself now, like because I like let's say it's April. I'm like, I'm not going to buy that for myself. I'll wait and ask for it for Christmas next year. And then the next year rolls around. People are like, what do you want for Christmas? I'm like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
like,
I never know.
What? And then Mom's like, I don't like your Christmas choices. Because she's like, what do you want? I'm like, we need new towels. Because the towels we've been using, some of them are from when we got married, and they're just like, they're coming undone. They're the big bath sheets, and I love them, but like Mom can probably fix them too. Look, it's time for new sheets. And one got bleach on, which I still don't know how happened. Towels. What do I say? Sheets. It's a bath sheet, though. Anyway. And I'm like, we want black. And she's like, why would you black? I like black. And then when I cut my leg shaving, and it's all over the towel.
It's going to show all the lint, though.
See it.
It's going to show all the lint.
Then she's like, you can't wash it with anything else.
That's true.
And look. So she's like, that's not a fun gift. So, because I need because the fun shit I want, I buy myself all year long. The practical shit, I'm like, I'll wait for Christmas.
See, when you're an adult, like, I don't know how other families do it, but I'm to the point where if I want something, I just get it.
Right.
Whenever I want it.
Amazon, even Target, it's so easy to get online. It's here in 3 days.
Why do I have to wait? It's not like when I was young and there was a surprise of Santa Claus. Like Santa Claus is bringing you something off of the list that you've written and sat out with the cookies or mailed. And then, when I was in college, I got like microwave popcorn and I was thrilled as a bear in the woods. I got like all kinds of stuff for college that I needed, like deodorant. Oh my God. Aunt Bonnie. They got me, she did, this was like my favorite Christmas gift. Basket, I was in college, I remember. Nice basket because I put it on my dorm room desk and I put my mail and all my things in it that I needed. But it was filled with popcorn and deodorant and razors and
so
all of the necessities.
Well, that's what our stockings used to be, which I thought was great.
I loved it.
New toothbrush,
always a
deodorant.
new toothbrush.
I always get a pair of socks. And I love it. Mom gives me socks every year. I love it, Mom. Thank you. But I don't wear socks. Like, I currently have slippers on. So I'm usually barefoot which again I probably need to curb that after yesterday. I'm gonna tell you about yesterday.
Wait,
I'm gonna get to yesterday. But I love the socks and I collect them, but then I just don't wear them unless I'm wearing boots. I'm not wearing socks.
So once I moved out of the house and moved in with John before we were married, like celebrating the Christmas, he got a toothbrush. He got an orange in his. I don't like clementine, so I bought an orange.
The orange is supposed to be like a good luck thing, but
Yeah.
I don't like the
You
orange.
put it in the toe.
I give mine to Joe.
But it was the strangest thing. John's like, well, I mean, I put some other things in there and like some funsies stuff. But he's like, why do I have a toothbrush? And then the following year, why do I have a toothbrush?
Necessities.
I'm like, because you always
Great.
get a toothbrush on Christmas, and I carry it through with my kids. You get a toothbrush at Christmas. Obviously, they get toothbrushes more than once every year.
Right.
But it's just the.
Yeah. Well, and then
I mean, the days of getting. We are not a family where you get all Tiffany boxes in your stocking. I mean, that's
well, no,
like
but it was
TV.
a learning curve for Joe too, because
That's
I'm
like TV.
Yeah, the same thing. I'm like, here's a new toothbrush. We don't like the same toothpaste because he doesn't like mint, so I try to find him cinnamon. I think Colgate makes the cinnamon. So like, yeah, like, and he's like, put candy in mine, like jewelry. I'm like, okay, we're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to beef this up a little bit for next year. Okay,
My mom
anyway.
always puts a piece of candy in.
There's always a piece of candy, a good piece of candy, which it's usually like a fancy piece, or it's a Reese's tree, which I just promptly open and fucking eat right then and there. It's like the Easter basket, just right into it. Okay. So back to gift giving. Okay, so as for a wish list, keep track all year round of what people are saying, that they want, and make a note of it. Offer your own wish list. That's great. Here's my wish list.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay.
Right, like offer it. So wait, okay, this I have to read. You can do this without going full throttle Veruca Salt. Veruca Salt.
She's off of Willy Wonka.
Okay. Particularly when it comes to your
Oh,
spouse.
I want it now. She wanted the golden egg.
You can do this without going full throttle, particularly when it comes to your spouse or close family members. Yeah, I would only do it with Joe or you guys. Like, Mom's like, I need a list. Yeah, I mean, I would never here, friend, here's my list. Never. Anyway, okay, so outside of like those close relationships, that's kind of fucked up. Like, you really shouldn't do that. Don't feel that every gift has to be reciprocated. Imagine this: a new friend gives you a lovely picture frame. You, however, show up empty-handed. This happy ambush has happened to nearly all of us. First, keep this simple truth in mind: people who give a gift unprompted often just want the pleasure of giving. Blah blah blah. Don't make an ass of yourself. Try like, oh, I forgot the gift. Blah blah blah. Or like showing up later. Oh yeah, I forgot it last time. Here it is. Whatever. You can reciprocate. It says on there. I'm not going to read the whole thing. You can reciprocate later if you wish, but don't like make up a bunch of bullshit at the time.
Yeah,
and I have friends. I have a couple of friends who I exchange with every year, and others of us have grown apart. Like, and some of us like are going out and celebrating together and doing something. But like a couple of friends, like every once in a while, like I love the gift of like when I'm shopping and I just see something for somebody that I know they would love it. And so yesterday I sent out 2 things to 2 friends, and we don't usually exchange anymore. But I was like, I thought of them and I saw it, and so I got it for them and like sent it out. And I totally don't expect anything back, but I was thrilled when I saw. I'm like, oh my god, I have to get this, and just sent it out. And I sent it out early because it's festive, and I want them to have it for the festive holiday season.
Right.
So. Anyway.
A couple of things. I don't like opening gifts in front of people.
I don't think anybody does. It makes me feel so... I don't like being on a spot like that.
It's different like Christmas morning when it's my kids and my husband and I. That's different.
Sure.
Or even with you and Joe and Mom and Dad. But I don't like to open gifts in front of people. And I like to send gifts to people or just drop them off at their house, not even visit, whatever. Like... surprise shows up, because I don't want them to open in front of me, because I don't want them to feel like, even though I said I was a great gift giver, what if they hate it, or like, oh, I didn't get you a gift, or I mean, because I have randomly, it's not even Christmas, just given somebody something, like, because I like to do that, and I can do that. So I hate when somebody's like, oh, I didn't get you anything. No, I don't want anything. I'm giving you something because I want you to have it, whether it's Christmas, birthday, random, hello, whatever.
I love the random gift.
Don't feel that you need, nobody here is doing it, so I'm preaching to, the air, but I hate when people feel obligated, like, you got me something, so now I need to get you something. I never give a gift with, like, I need something back.
Well, yeah.
But I don't like to open because I feel awkward.
Don't feel like every gift should be reciprocated. That's on the list.
I feel awkward opening a gift. I feel like there's a lot of pressure, even if it's just like a one-on-one.
I don't mind it, like one-on-one as much, but in a group setting, like it's awkward.
Yeah. And also, do you share? Like some people share their gifts. Some of these some of my
like a gift for like me and Joe, or like a gift for you?
no,
and John?
no, a sharing mean they put it on social media, which is okay if it's family, but like for friends, what happens if I got you something and I sent somebody else something, but they like yours better? Or I mean, this is not family members, what could be, but these are mainly like acquaintances.
I've done
friends.
it, but
like,
I don't tag them.
I don't like
in
that.
The post. I tag them. Like if you got me, you know, like this magazine.
Because what
like,
happens
thank
if
you, Kelly Walker? No, but like in the like I'll just like because I have some fun Halloween things that friends have given me this year. Like my one mug that my friend sent to me and my paint by number picture, and so I just tag them in the comments. So it doesn't go to all of their people.
Right.
And no one else even needs to know. Now you know why I tag them. It just so that way I can make sure that they saw it and they know that I'm using it. Which so they talk about this in here. So this is the stress-free Christmas giving. So let's move on because we're gonna get back to that part of it. So don't feel that every gift needs to be reciprocated, which is nice. Stop worrying about keeping things even. This is a hard one for people. I know it's not about the price point. Blah blah blah. Yes, and also do not. Like blow your budget, and they say that because like what one person can afford to give, maybe somebody else can't, and it's not about the money; it's about
the thought.
But I do worry about that a little bit. And I try to be even, Steven, like with the family members, but anyway. Also, proffer your homemade jam and a heartfelt card with confidence. And if your friend quietly clocks this mismatch, they can either scale back next year or continue to go big if they'd like.
So, meaning you gave something like a jar of jam you made, and somebody gave you like a stereo system.
We talked about this last year with the homemade gifts. Some people love them, some people don't. That's a whole other. We'll discuss that later. Embrace the gift receipt, and it says in here to just start like if you give someone clothing or whatever, like include it. Just include a gift receipt when you give a gift, and then that way, if the person
it takes away the uncomfortableness.
Right, you don't have to ask for it. But also, they say don't be afraid to ask for it. Like, hey, this doesn't fit, whatever, and then. Which I don't know that I would ever do. I mean, like, with mom or you, I would. Like, hey, this doesn't fit. But also, my friends and I are buying each other clothing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, which I like, I would get, like, a scarf or, like, a wrap or, like, something that's not, like, sized necessarily. So I don't ever really have to be like, hey,
well, it's hard to guess sizes, too.
But I would ask. I think I would just ask. I mean, someone got a gift for Joe last year and said, what size did he wear? So I told them. So I think that's okay too. Is just to ask. I mean, I called mom. I was like, "What size are you?" And then got
it's different.
Two
it's
of her
family,
presents, right? Okay, I'm gonna carry on. So embrace the gift receipt. Feel free to regift. This is the best. Feel free to regift. I know we talked about this last year. We can talk about it again. Again, we're all about not wasting other people's money. And the giver wanted. Hang on, Christ. And the giver wanted the item to be enjoyed, not stashed in a dusty basement. So regift away. You just need to make sure the chances of the original giver finding out are basically zero. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Basically, if you're going to, like, if you get something from a coworker, if Sarah, your coworker, gives it to you, don't give it to Bob in the other department.
Right.
Like, if
even the following year, because someone's going to remember.
It specifically says give it to somebody outside of that circle. So if a friend gives it to you, give it to a family member. So there's no chance of the person finding out because of course, you don't want to hurt their feelings. So I'm down. I would much rather if I give someone something that they don't like or want. I would much rather that they
move it on.
Give it to somebody else instead of just throwing it away or taking it to Goodwill. Wait, they did say. Okay, hang on. I do need to go back to this. Don't do it in the same circle of people. So like instead of some Barb from HR gives you something and then give it to your cousin, don't give it to somebody at work. More regifting etiquette from Arden Kleiss, author of Spinach in Your Boss's Teeth, Essential Etiquette for Professional Success, and founder of Kleiss Etiquette in Seattle. Don't pass along something from the heart, like your mother-in-law's hand-knit pom-pom hat or your neighbor's watercolor painting. These were created especially for you and have the greatest potential to hurt feelings if the regifting is discovered. And avoid regifting clothes that might not fit the new recipient. What would you say if they asked for the gift receipt to exchange it? Above all, a regift should be done thoughtfully, Leighton advises. Would you have bought this item intentionally for the person? Do you truly think that they will like it? He says. It's not something that I do often because, first of all, like I said, I like all things. But like sometimes I've gotten like a duplicate of something that I already had. And I'm like, oh my God, so-and-so I know would love this. So I know it goes like again, I know you're out there thinking, oh, did I get the regift? Did you regift my shit? It's not something I do often, again, because I like all the things. And sometimes duplicates are okay, like wine openers. You can never have too many. You can never can openers. You can never have too many. So when I do it, yeah, I mean, it's like I know so and so would love this, and yes, it is something that I would have bought for them myself. So that shakes out.
Because it's quite evident. Like when you open something, you're like, this person didn't think about me. You're probably like sometimes. Sometimes when you're regifting something and you haven't thought about who you're giving the regift to, like sometimes it's clearly evident that it was never purchased for you to begin with.
Yes, I would agree with that. Like, oh yeah, because I've seen some of the stuff you've gotten. Yeah. Appreciate a bad gift. You are not required to display or use an unwanted gift for the rest of your natural life. Once you receive a gift, it is yours to do with as you please, Kleiss says. But before you haul it to Goodwill, or regift it, Kleiss urges you to pause and consider the gifter's feelings. Appreciate that they took the time and resources to select this for you. They wanted to please you, she says. Oh, that was a dude. My God. Not that it matters. They wanted to please you, she says. Be gracious and use it at least once or twice around the giver if you can. Alternatively, take a picture of yourself holding the gift with a big smile on your face and text it with a heartfelt thanks, she says. Then you are free to move it along to a new home. If they ask about it down the line, Kleiss says you can deflect the question with a vague statement like, I must have tucked it away when I was organizing. Also, it does say with the regifting, you do not use something and then regift it.
Oh,
like,
no. That's called not a gift. Like if I've used something and I don't want it anymore, but I know Leslie wants it or could use it, I'm going to give it to her and not as a gift. I'm not wrapping it up. I'm not doing anything. I might put it in a paper bag and say, here you go. I didn't like this or it didn't work for me or whatever, but I announced that it was used or worn or whatever like once and it didn't.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
you can never wrap it.
I did that with a Coach purse once, though. I mean, I used it like maybe, I don't even know if I ever used it. It was too small for me, and it was not my style, but it had been a gift, and I just held on to it for the longest time because it had been a gift, and I think it was also like my first Coach. So I just did not want to, I held on to it for like 15 years, like a long time, and I kept it in its dust bag and all the things, and then I knew someone, I'm like, this is so, at least in my mind, it was so her, so I sent it off as a Christmas gift. But it was, I don't know if the tags, I'm pretty sure I never used it because it was just not, it was not my,
well, that's different.
But it's also, look, yeah. Anyway, okay, moving along. Fun up a gift card. Some people either love or hate gift cards. I love a gift card.
Love them.
Again, with thought, like if it's to a restaurant that people know that we like, or a restaurant that someone's been to, like, oh my God, you should try this, like, here, try it, here's a gift card. The people that I usually get gift cards from, it's look, you can't go wrong. I found a pile, I knew I had Home Good gift cards, and we were looking for them for the Home Good TJ Maxx gift cards before we went to Germany. I almost said Georgia, Christ. Because we needed new luggage. I'm like, wait, I have a stockpile. And I could not.
You couldn't find them?
No, I found them 2 weeks ago. In that mess on the coffee table, I finally cleaned it the fuck out. And there, I had a whole envelope. I'm keeping all the gift cards together. I'm like, when the fuck did I spend these? And I'm like looking around, like, what did I get? Like, because I know, like, I knew I had them. Okay, and then the very last thing is consider a thank you note.
Always.
And but consider a thank you note because, again, and Reba taught me this, your mother-in-law taught me this, if you thank the giver sincerely in person or on the phone, there's no need to send a note, but it's never wrong to do so. And I'm usually pretty good about it.
People just like mail. Even if you thank them in person, like, I always like, thanks, hope your holiday was
some
great.
Some people are good at it, some people aren't. And I know, so I did not send a thank you note this year. It's been bothering me. And every time I think about it, it's like, I need to send that. And now we're 6 months later. For Joe's birthday gift for tequila night, guys, thank you. We both mean thank you. And it was my responsibility to get the thank you note out of my stationery and give it to Joe for Joe to write the thank you. So you know who you are. Thank you very much, guys, for doing that for both of us. It was a great night. We should totally do it again because I know you still have the tequila. But I totally, it was my fault because and now I'm like, we need to write a thank you. We need to write a thank you. How long do you have to write a thank you?
I don't know, probably a year.
I gave a wedding gift last year, never had a thank you. I don't know. A year? I don't know. Not that it matters. Anyway. So there's a gift guide in here too, but that was an it was good to think about. Like some good things to think about as the gift giving season is upon us, and the evening out one is good because sometimes you can't keep up with other people. I mean, not everybody. It cannot always be equitable,
right?
So it's okay. It's okay to remember that.
When your kids are older and you still have young ones in the house, like when there's a huge like. The older you get, it just works out that most times you're not wanting like the little Tyke sand kit, like your younger brother. You want the big Lego set. So, I mean, there's going to be, and then to count the number of presents, my kids I never did that. My kids never did that.
No, but this is something I ran into like as a teacher. A lot of my friends are very well accomplished people and have good jobs. Teaching is not a good paying job. So, especially like when I was single and teaching, I mean, it was not always, I tried to make it equitable. It was very stressful for me to do so because, I mean, I had to embrace the whole, look, I'm sorry, I don't make a third of what you make. I can't possibly afford.
Well, that's when a lot of people I know they go to dinner. There's no more gift exchanging because then there's no, like, usually it's a group or even just one-on-one, but I know a lot of people that just go get a meal together instead of actually exchanging a wrapped
a group of friends of mine, we're doing that this year. We're going to go and we're going to have a nice dinner together, which I'm looking very forward to. We're going to have a great dinner out, and as it takes the stress off of buying more gifts and buying just to buy or whatever, but I'm looking forward to the time spent because I know it's going to be a hellish good time, and I'm looking for my ass, I need to be at that piano bar. I'm singing some fucking festive. La, 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 la.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, my God, I'm going to bring my headband. Oh, my God. Anyway,
oh, Lord.
So next week, I'm going to go over next week we'll do, because we're already at, only 36 minutes. Well, they have a gift guide in here. There is a gift guide. We can look at the gift guide, I guess.
If you're looking for, and people probably know this, so I don't know why I'm saying it, but Trader Joe's has a lot of, like, festive, cute, like foodie items that don't need to be refrigerated. I mean, they have those too, but like if you want to give the teacher something, gift card with they have the fun little like boozy chocolates. They're like truffles with booze in them. I mean, it might not be appropriate to take to school, but it's not like it's a bottle of liquor. But or they just have really for those of you who've been, you know what I'm talking about.
Once.
Well, that's different.
I mean, it was a Christmas gift, and she's like, Miss Spicer, I know you could use this. I was like, thank you.
Well, that's different.
It was very nice. And it's a wine that I don't drink, but my friend's mom specifically drank that kind, so I took it with me at Christmas and gave it to her.
That was nice.
So, yes, it got drank. It did not go to
Most
waste.
times you can't take alcohol into school, so sending a bottle of wine.
I don't know that it really mattered there. I don't know.
No, not there.
Can you take, if it's in a gift bag and sealed up and everything?
You could, but if what happens if it's misinterpreted? Like some other teacher or colleague or whatever walks by and they look in the bottle and they see.
Back in the old days when you watched TV, they'd open the desk drawer and take a fucking swig from the flask.
Not teaching.
I'm sure they could.
Well, I'm saying I'm using teaching as the example because oftentimes the school says no alcohol on the premises. So
they're good. Sorry for shaking, guys. Sorry.
Be quiet.
Stay off the table. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do the Hoda. Let's do the Hoda and Jenna. And Hoda is retiring. Now that she's a grandma, she said she's worked.
She's a grandma. Years. I thought she just adopted 2 little kids not too long ago.
Hoda Copy?
Yeah. She adopted 2 little kids not too long ago, and she was married and she got divorced then. Her kids.
Maybe that's it. Maybe I read the article wrong. It wasn't this article. It was. Anyway, okay. I read a little clip from some news thing that popped on my phone the other day because Jenna was saying when she started at NBC, she was forbidden to use a term, and so then I had to click on it to see what she wasn't allowed to say. Like I was thinking she was like God bless or something, and people didn't like that. It was y'all because she's from Texas after all, so she could not say y'all.
Well, that's kind of
okay. Sandra asks, and this is Hoda Copy and Jenna Bush Hager. This is great because I was like, my answer. I read this. I read the first one. Sandra asks, at parties, I find myself wanting to talk to someone who's already involved in a conversation with another person. What's the gracious way to do so? Hover nearby. That's fucking creepy. Hover nearby, waiting for a break in their conversation, politely interrupt and briefly speak to one or both, or just move on and hope to catch their attention later. Before I read their answers, what would you do?
I've done a little bit of both. It depends on who it is and what I have to say.
I walk right the fuck up. Oh my god, hi, how are you? And then I'm like, I'm sorry to interrupt your
I
conversation.
do that unless I can tell the conversation's very, very serious that's going on.
What kind of serious conversation is going on at a party?
I don't know. And then if it looks serious, like there's some emotion involved, I walk away.
I mean, otherwise, I'm like, hey, bitches, what's up? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean, but that's
it depends on the crowd. I guess
depends on the crowd. Like my close group of friends, they know that I do that. Walk up right up and go, hey.
And I interrupt all the time.
So do I.
And we do it, first of all, I think because we're from a big family. It was just brought up that way.
And
like,
you have to yell.
You have to yell. You have to be loud. You have to interrupt. Also, because I'm very excitable, as you are. I remember my principal, when I was working, was like, you're very excited. Was the secretary. Someone was like, you're very excitable. You don't say. So, like, I get, like, so enthusiastic, and I want to, like, I have to say it now. I want to forget it. Anyway. Okay, so what do? Jenna Bush Hager says, I think you got to move on for a bit. If people are in conversation, find somebody else to talk to for a while.
What? Oh, yeah, I locked the door. Sorry.
Oh. Anyway, I'm going to carry on. Kelly locked Joe out of the house.
I was trying to be helpful.
Jenna Bush Hager, I think you got to move on for a bit. If people... Oh, I read that. Hoda says, I think that's right. And then Jenna says, there are plenty of people around. Look for somebody else and catch up with your person later. And Hoda says, definitely don't interrupt. You can jump around and go in when they're done. Or you can join that conversation, but don't take it over. Be inclusive. Join in on whatever they're discussing, and maybe the other person will end up excusing themselves to get a drink or do whatever, and then you can have your window. Which is what I would do. I mean, that's probably what I would. Well, you're like, hey, how are you? And then start in on the conversation. But also, like, if you don't know anybody else, like, you can't just, like, go talk. Like, I would not go talk to somebody else. I'd be booze hounding in the corner by myself. Like, or else I'm just going to interrupt and, you know. So... I'll read another one.
Wait, there was something I just thought about with the conversations.
With the interrupting, being loud, interrupting, we interrupt, we talk over each other. It's...
Well, that's when you have 28 first cousins, you have to do
right,
that.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. But wait, there was something I wanted to say about the conversation and the interrupting. I don't even know.
I don't do it to be an asshole.
No, I don't either. No, I'm talking about like if somebody's engaged in conversation. Oh, I know what it is.
Sorry, I just kicked the table.
Also, another skill you can learn or acquire.
I'm losing this skill.
I'm losing when you get older. Yeah. So
Sons of bitches.
I learned it. It's like the only thing I remember from my sociology class at Penn State. It's called the cocktail. Oh my God, symptom cocktail.
Cocktail party syndrome?
It's called cocktail something. It's where
there's a name for it.
I know, and I can't.
I know.
It's
I didn't
cocktail
know there was a name
something.
For it.
Oh my God, I used to spew it out all the time. And the brain goes. So it's the cocktail effect, meaning you can carry a conversation on. I can hear somebody over here. I've been known and have turned around and interjected the answer or put my 2 cents in and went right back onto the conversation. Now, to some people that might be rude. But again, when you're in a big family, and this is what happens, it's an actual sociology will tell you, it's an actual thing, and
actual sociological effect.
Yeah, and people, you either can do it or not.
Well, Dad used to be able to do it.
Oh my God, Dad!
But now he can't hear. He won't get he won't get the hearing aid. He needs a hearing aid, so he. Well, sometimes it's funny. I don't know how he does it. Like, he'll be out of it. Like, he doesn't like to play a trivia game. No. So he won't sit down and play, but God damn it, if he doesn't hear the question in the other room, he can't hear anything
trivia.
else.
I don't understand why he won't sit and play.
I don't know.
He can't sit still that long to play the game.
Maybe that's it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really great when you're playing Trivial Pursuit and he, like, saunters into the kitchen to get something to drink or to get something to eat, and he, like, yells out the answer. We're like, wait a minute.
But at parties, I mean, I'm losing the skill because my hearing is not as sharp as it used to be. But I mean, I've had friends at parties comment like, because I'm sitting there having a conversation in one room and like I hear somebody in the other room. I'm like, wait, blah blah blah, and like come back to it like, wow.
I used to be really good. I used to be so good at it that I could carry a conversation on when we were out to dinner, but listen to the conversation behind me or to the side of me when it was really good. Like when somebody was fighting or having, like, I'm talking, but I'm still listening and absorbing actually what they're saying too.
Speaking of not hearing.
It was my superpower.
It used to be mine. It's going. So I told Joe about the conversation I was having with you the other day about what I ordered online, and Mom came out and didn't hear. And so Mom didn't hear. Oh. This is the rudest fucking thing, but I'm going to say it because I know somebody out there will find it amusing. Some of you are going to be fully fucking appalled by this, and now some of you are like, wait, what is it? So as we discussed previously on this show, oh my God, my hamstring.
We did not discuss hamstrings.
No. I'm a little beat up from the gym yesterday and falling down the basement stairs. I'll get back to that. Circle back to that. So we've talked about the Lumi deodorant.
Yeah,
First of all, the commercials are great. Every time it comes on, Joe's like, underboob. Because it's like, she's like,
Now-
underboob.
Now
Like,
Secret has one.
there's another one too. Yeah, so Secret has like the all over whatever.
It's really aluminum free is what it gets down to.
Which is look, it's great. So I'm saying, so I'm over at her house and I'm sitting there, you know, and Mom was in the other room and she was in the kitchen getting dinner ready and stuff. And so yes, she was in a different room. The TV was on.
Did not have her hearing
aid.
aid.
Not have her hearing aided, but she was coming in and out wanting to hear things. And I've also laid down a law now to establish that we no longer talk from room to room. If you need to say something, because I also can't hear, and then when I reply back to you and you can't hear, now I get hostile. So now we're going to be in whatever room you go to the room. The people are in. So I was talking about the Lumi deodorant because they were having a good sale over the weekend, you know, for Black Friday. And so I was ordering it and we're having a conversation, right? I like the Lumi deodorant. I've never tried the underboob though. I might have to in the summertime.
But it's a deodorant. It's not an antiperspirant. So
they make it now with antiperspirant.
Oh yeah, but that's like still rubbing flowers on yourself. I like the
rubbing flowers.
I like the Lume.
Is it Lumi or Lume?
I don't know.
Lumi.
It's a deodorant. It's a deodorant, so it just helps the
and women.
stink.
They make men's too. And you rub it in cream. Anyway, okay. So Mom's like, what? And so it wasn't really a conversation I felt needed to be repeated. So then she came out, and I was like, I forget what happened exactly.
She said, "What do you
what are you talking about?" I'm like, Lumi. She's like, what? I'm like, Lumi deodorant. She's like, what? I'm like, Lumi deodorant, so I don't get the bad puss stink. And she was like, she's like, and then you. It was so fucking rude. I still can't even believe it came out of my mouth. So then she's like, oh, that's nice. So she laughed and like went back to the kitchen, and you were like, I can't believe you just said that. As you like peed yourself on the couch.
Oh, yeah.
And then we're at the dinner table, and this one's trying to get me to say it, which I was not going to repeat it in front of the dinner. John would have been horrified. Dad would have been.
John has no room to be horrified. The shit that comes out of his mouth.
Dad would have been full on. Dad would have been full on, like, no, God, yeah, but that's enough. That's
enough at the dinner table.
Right. And then so we're in the car, and so I started laughing, and she was like, what? I'm like, I have to tell you what I said. He starts laughing. He's like, I can't believe
the best is when you repeat it to your mother. Yeah.
It's like, yeah. I mean, what? I'm talking about deodorant. I mean, what else? Anyway,
I mean, you can
so
use
for those
it there.
Of you that are
you can use it there.
It's for all over.
Groin,
yes.
feet, underarms.
I gave Joe a tube for his feet. I'm like, you put this shit on before you put your fucking slippers on. Look, he needs some wool-lined slippers is what he needs. So that furry stuff that's not wool.
Can you wash your slippers?
They need to be washed. I can't.
How do you get the bad
my
foot
feet
smell?
I know my feet don't stink and his do, so I'm always like, how does this happen?
Can's feet stink.
But I also wear wool slippers. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I don't know. The smell of foot stank, though, I can't. I can't.
You know what smells like foot stank to me? And sorry if anybody loves these,
if you're
but I
say
can't
food,
stand.
don't do it.
Yeah, it's Fritos.
Oh,
Frito corn chips smell.
They do a little bit, but I like.
I don't like Fritos. I don't like Doritos
either.
The
big dipping Frito. I like the dipper.
I can't get past the smell. You open that bag and it smells like bad feet.
Oh, okay, we're gonna move on. Well, before I do the gift giving thing, so let me tell you about yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
So yesterday morning. So Joe and I have some form of like long COVID from like coming back from Germany and like being sick and like whatever. But since coming back, like once a week, we both like all of a sudden feel like shit, right? Like full on, like we're getting sick again, like headache, sore throat, full on, like I feel like shit, fucking drinking down an Airborne, taking some zinc, and then like, you know, sleep 10 hours and then we get up and we're totally fine, right? So it's been happening like once a week, like to both of us. So last Tuesday night it hit, and so like I ended up canceling on my gym appointment the next morning. So I'm like, I'm fucking sick again, and like I don't want to wake up in the morning and like have to cancel on the last minute. It's like going to bed. I'm like, look, I'm sick as shit, like whatever. Woke up in the morning, I was fucking fine. But at that point, it was too late for me to be like, hey, I'm okay. So I woke up yesterday morning and felt like total shit, and I'm like, oh fucking here we go again. Like I'm getting sick again. I'm not canceling my gym appointment. I took my ass in there because I'm like, look, I need the exercise. So I go in, I worked out, actually felt great afterwards.
Yeah, you always do.
Well, no, sometimes if you're sick, you feel worse. Kind of like when you have bourbon when you're sick. Sometimes it'll make you sweat it out. Sometimes it'll make you worse. So look, exercise is the same way. And my trainer told me that like years ago. So anyway, so I come home, right, and I put on my cushy Kuru flip-flops that I bought, you know, the Recover ones I bought from the after surgery, like, go around the house in.
What the hell's the name of them?
Kuru, I think. Kuro. They're like Kuru.
I'll have to look those up.
Kuru.
I have no idea.
Anyway, so they're like hookahs, but hookahs. The others, like the sneakers the nurses wear and shit. Anyway,
those are Danskos.
Because I was trying. No, not Danskos. Definitely not Dansko. Hookahs, whatever the fuck they're called.
HOKA.
I think it's 2 O's. I don't remember. It doesn't. Anyway, I have my flip flops on, and we still did not have our fucking all of our outdoor Christmas stuff up yet. It's just it rained last week and it was freezing cold, and we had to take the tomato plants out last Monday. I mean, like all the things, right? Get the garden, all the things. Anyway, so I come home from the gym and I'm like, I'm having a cup of coffee. I'm switching out of my sneakers because I hate socks into my flip flops, and I remember I bought these Christmas gnomes 2 years ago. For Christmas, they just stake them into the yard. Like they're sheets of metal, right? They're like big sheets of metal, and then you put them together. There's a top and a bottom. You stake them together in the back, and then you stick the pole up the back of it, and you stake it into the yard. So I forgot to put them up. I had them 2 years ago. I forgot about them last year, and then I remembered. Oh, let me go down. So I'm going down the basement stairs, and I'm holding on to the railing, and I'm going down sideways like a fucking 3-year-old, like I always do, because look, stairs and me are not friends. And I've also, I have to relearn how to go up and down stairs, because for years, because of my back, I had to go up and down, like 1, 1, 1, 1, instead of like a normal person up and down. It's
alternating.
Like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and then down the same way, sideways though. Anyway, so, I hope you like that demo. So I'm scanning with my eyes. Like, I'm looking, like, I think it's over there. I think the gnomes are over there. Boom! Right off the fucking stairs. I'm like, oh my God. My ankle kind of twisted, I'd go down, like, fall off the stairs. And thank God I was on the third one, I think.
You mean third from the bottom?
Third from the bottom.
Okay.
Third from the bottom. Thank Christ, third from the bottom. Because there's an episode of Forensic Files where this woman fell down the stairs and she dies, and the husband went to jail for it.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's like
and
big time thing.
He was in jail for a long time, and they finally proved that, because they actually had a dummy, and then they actually had a woman, I think, like come in her same size and like put her in a hoister thing, like hoisted her down, whatever, the holster, not hoister. Anyway,
that was an a Netflix show too.
Oh, was it?
Documentary,
I didn't see that one.
Called The Staircase or something.
We're talking about two different ones.
Okay.
I'm not talking about the woman in South Carolina or Virginia, North Carolina.
Okay.
I'm talking about a whole other one. But that I've seen too. Tony, what's her name, was in the remake, the movie of it. It was on Netflix. Yes. Anyway, so I fall down the stairs and I yell an obscenity, of course, as I land on the fucking cement at the bottom. Look, I'm like, we need to put a padding down here. It's happened again. We need some padding, for fuck's sake. So I yell, and of course, Joe's working from home, so I hear him come thundering across, the house. Are you okay? Running. And I'm laying there, I'm like, I'm fine. Because I'm just like, I was on this side, actually. I'm like, I twisted and fell down and landed forward and then fell to my side. Look, it's a hell of a thing.
You're lucky you didn't crack your head.
So I'm laying there and I'm trying to assess, like, am I fucking hurt? Like, if I had done that last year this time, I would be like fucking paralyzed. Like, right? My new back. Now, how many times did I fall downstairs or off of stairs since I got my new back? This is the third time.
Oh, that reminds me.
Once at your house in the garage, and then climbing up because I thought that I could.
Well, that doesn't count because it's not a real ladder, but that water slide.
Okay, look, and then anyway, so Joe, comes. He's at the top of the stairs. I'm at the bottom.
Looking down.
Like, are you okay? I'm like, I'm fine. But then I go to get up, but it's hard on my knees, and so I crawl over the rug. It's like an area rug, and it's fucking old and filthy and needs to be cleaned or thrown away or whatever. And now I'm on this, and it's dirty because we had the whole. The dryer has been installed, by the way. We'll get back to that. The dryer is in. They roughed it all up with their dirty feet in the rain last week. We have the dryer, and it runs, which I had difficulty with. It's been a hell of a week, right? Anyway, so I get up on my hands and knees, and I'm like, oh, fuck. He's like, do you hurt? I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, would you need to call Schroeder? I'm like, oh, we don't need to call Schroeder. I'm like, I can't tell between pain from the gym and pain. We'll see tomorrow. Turn around, go right over to where I was looking with my eyes coming down the stairs. There are the gnomes, and I've written on them Xmas gnomes. Okay, good. 3 of them was a set of 3. Bring them upstairs, and I sit down. I open up the boxes with the little box, the safe box cutter that I got. It's like plastic instead of like a blade, right? Sitting there in my bare feet, my flip flops. I have my flip flops on.
This will teach you.
So I open these, and they're each again like a thin sheet of metal. I dropped one. Well, I put them together, and it came apart and fell. And I knew, I mean, it's like instantly, I knew it was going to happen, but there was no time for me to even do anything. Because the thing was like, it's fucking huge. Straight down, landed on my big toe, like right under where the nail is. Whoa. Oh my God, it hurt. And I didn't have my glasses on. They're on the coffee table because I'm doing close-up work, so I can't have my glasses on for close-up. So I'm like, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, I see like a red mark. I'm like, was it just red or is it bleeding? So Joe comes out to investigate, of course. Now this is like half an hour later.
Well, at least there's not a fountain of blood shooting up.
Well, it bled like a mother. I mean, it bled like a mother. And I was like, oh my God. So the tissue was soaking wet. It was disgusting. So I'm like, okay, it's time for a new tissue. He's on a call. And right before I got on the call was when it happened to him. I'm like, motherfucker. And it hurts so bad. I'm like, sorry. You got to keep the door shut. I mean, you got to keep the door shut. Because you don't know what's about to happen on my
I used to
end.
never say motherfucker, and now it comes out of my mouth.
You got me saying it.
I know, but it comes out of my mouth all of the time.
Out of my mouth yesterday.
It's just the frustration and anxiety, not anxiety, the frustration and like pissed offness.
Yeah, well, I said, yeah, it's not something I say often either, but I said it yesterday. So up the stairs I go, and there's like blood all over my flip-flop because it was so gross, and I was like, God damn it. So I get up there, and I wrap, I'm looking at it, I'm like, I need fucking stitches in this thing. I mean, like, it...
Well, you're due for stitches. You haven't been to the hospital for stitches in a while.
You asked me if I needed a...
Oh, my God.
You asked me if I needed a tetanus. I'm pretty sure that's up to date with as often as I fucking hurt myself. So I'm pretty sure it's up to date. I think I got one the other year, the olive jar incident, and I went to the...
But that was glass.
Yeah, but I think they still gave me one. Look, when you cut your finger on a broken olive jar, that olive juice will burn the fuck out of that cut. Look, that glass just fucking like exploded in my hand. Anyway, so I go to I get a Band-Aid. It's one of those like the cloth ones, you know, and I wrapped it as tight as I could around my toe because I want it to stop bleeding. I'm still in my gym clothes. You should have
just hoisted your leg
up
in
in
the
air. My one brow's like half off or whatever, right? You know, my bun is like over here somewhere. I'm a fucking mess.
And you can't go to the hospital.
And I'm not going to the hospital like this. I refuse to go to the hospital like this, so it needs to stop bleeding. So the Band-Aid I wrapped on as tight as I could, and then I go about my business. I get them together. I take them out back and spray this stuff all over them to like shellac them so like they don't like the weather isn't hard on them, which stinks. So I'm like,
you should put a mask on so it's not.
I probably should. I'm trying to like be like upwind of it too, and then it was every time I go to do this, it's windy. Like I look out and there's nothing blowing, so I go outside to do it, and then there's like a big gust right when I blow. It's like in my face. And I'm like breathing in these fumes. Look, I should wear a mask. You're right. Anyway, I could not get the Band-Aid. I went to get in the shower then, like later. I'm like, I get the Band-Aid off. Well, I had that Band-Aid on fucking time. I'm gonna have to cut the fucking Band-Aid off.
I'm surprised your foot
finally
didn't turn.
I tore it off. I mean, I had to struggle with it, and then it started to bleed again and I was like, son of a bitch. Anyway, Band-Aid on. I did it again before bed. Well, after the shower, it was on too tight. So this morning I had to struggle again, and then so I put the second one on. I'm like, these two ends cannot meet. These two ends cannot overlap because I can't get it off, and then it's a struggle for the toe.
Struggle for the toe.
It is just, and this is the same foot. I'm pretty sure. My 40th birthday. Remember, we had friends coming over, and I was having a little shindig, and I had in the bathroom. The bathroom that I use upstairs, it has like the tile floor, and then there's a little lip because there's like a little strip of marble that was put in for whatever reason on the threshold. And I had my clothes on the floor. I'm getting ready to get in the shower, and I kicked the pile of clothes and hit that fucking piece of marble and just split my big toenail just fucking wide open. Oh my God. You know, the trauma of it. Also, I think this is the same foot. I forget which foot it was. I was at a barbecue night. We had like a bonfire over the summer years and years ago. Before Joe days, my BJ days. And I had flip-flops, my Birkenstocks, whatever, and some guy stumbled and stepped on my big toe. I forget which foot, and it broke the toenail right open. Oh. And you want to sober up quickly, my friend. Here, let me get some for that. She got rubbing alcohol and just poured it right on it, and I was instantly sober. I mean, instantly sober. It hurt, and then the rest of the night, because I had gone to a friend's, left my car there. She and I went to the party, and then she was drinking. She said, we'll just crash here on the couches. Okay, fine. So now I'm stuck here on this couch with my toe just do it all
every time your heart beats,
long.
It throbs.
It hurt so bad. So my big toes, look, I have not, they're the only two toes that I've never broken. I've broken the other 4 on each foot numerous times.
I broke one that didn't heal right. Ones. I ran it in. I ran my second toe into my full hard case suitcase, and the suitcase did not move.
Which one did you break?
It's my big toe. Not my big toe. The one next to my big toe.
Oh, I see that. But
And so now it's like this. So now it's like this. It won't go because it didn't heal right.
The
it
last
didn't heal
pedicure
right.
we got, she's like, oh, I remember you too. I'm like, how could you forget those feet? I mean, how could you forget those feet?
It's just the one, but the suitcase didn't move. I had to take a knee. It knocked the wind out of me. I had to take a knee. It didn't heal right.
Broken toes fucking hurt.
And then I tried wrapping it.
The first time I ever swore in front of mom and dad was a broken toe. In the 5th grade.
Is that when you nailed the coffee table? We were always nailing
the day before the 5th grade, the day before we had like a dance at school, and I was in the basement, and I went to go upstairs. I was going quickly.
You were running.
I was running, and I hit the corner of the basement door, and I just like literally just like it went like the door went like between and just jerked this guy. My little piggy, and I fell. I lay down the stairs and said like 16 obscenities, and I was like, "Oh, I'm in trouble." And I did not get. I mean, I think like fuck. I mean, like words came out of my mouth. In 5th grade, I was not saying.
Do you remember
in front of my parents, or even ever at all? Maybe I don't know. But
do you remember when Mom was joking around in the kitchen before they had it redone, and she was doing like karate kicks just because she was being silly,
like a dad,
and
right?
she nailed her toes on the underneath of the underneath of the counter.
The counter, like the counter in front of the sink came out
a little bit.
She came up right under it. Oh yeah.
She saw stars.
She's like that it sucks.
Did she take a knee for that one? I think she went down.
Probably.
So, do you remember when I burnt these 3 fingers when we were in our old house and Sean was like 2?
You were getting the French fries.
I was getting the French fries
out
of a 450-degree oven.
You did this multiple times.
No, only once.
You did it recently. You grabbed a pan. The other week at your house, did you scream?
Oh yeah, but that wasn't quite as bad. Like this was in the oven, and I took the 450 with my bare hand because that's when Sean was really sick, if you remember, and I basically didn't even know my own name. So I pulled that out, and instantly these 3 blistered up. I ran them under cold water immediately, like you're supposed to do.
That's before you knew about the Manuka honey.
Right. And then I took a Tupperware thing and put my fingers in ice. It was so, bear with the story, it was so much pain that it was on a Saturday night, of course. I called my primary and I'm like, thank God he was on call, Dr. Warner. I'm like, hey.
That was a weeknight.
No, it was a weekend.
I went over there on a weekend night.
It was a week. No, it was a weekend. John was home.
Okay.
So, and he was home, and I spent the
maybe this happened. Maybe multiple times this happened.
No, this happened just once. Okay. So, at any rate, it was a Saturday during the summer, and I walked home from the hospital. By the way, it's always good to live near that close to the hospital. So
convenient.
So, I burnt my fingers. I'm sticking them in an ice solution, in the Tupperware container, and I'm walking around the house with it because, of course, I cannot not walk around the house. I've got 2 kids. So, and it hurt like a mother. And I finally called my doctor, and he called me back on call, and he's like, so I told him, I'm like, I'm so embarrassed, but I need to ask for something for pain because I need some pain relief. This is the most pain I've ever been in. Even with my 2 natural childbirths, this is more pain. Like, I feel like a baby. He's like, you would have been better off like burning your thigh because you have more
nerve endings.
Yeah, nerve endings in your fingers.
Is that why your toes hurt the way they do too?
Yeah, probably. Well, and I mean, when you're breaking a bone, like usually. So anyhow, I'm like, this is so much pain. So there was a whole debacle. He called in like a Tylenol with codeine, and then
me and my friend Cody.
Something else. He called in 2 prescriptions. Well, they were supposed to go to one pharmacy. They went to another. John went to the wrong pharmacy it is a whole debacle. So I finally get them. I take the pills like I'm supposed to an hour and a half later as I'm still in ice. Take them, and about 15 minutes later, I have this like horrendous chest pain. I've never had
from the Tylenol with codeine?
I've never had reflux before. So between my fingers and now the pain that's in, and now this pain.
Did you take a Tums?
No, Tums wasn't. So I was like, oh my God, I'm under so much stress. I'm having a heart attack. So John quickly put the kids in the car. I could have walked because I walked home, but he drove me to the hospital. I'm getting to the point of all this. Drove me to the emergency room, which literally was a 30-second drive from our house. Drops me off, and I'm in so much pain with this and my fingers are
God.
still in the thing of ice, and I'm carrying the Ziploc container of ice with my fingers in it.
Jesus.
And they had redone the emergency room at Bryn Mawr, and it's now on one of those circular doors. I had flip-flops on because it's summer. Don't you know I cut my fucking toe? I cut my toe on the door going around. I cut my toe.
Jesus.
Well, there's, as you know, triage. Well, because my toe is bleeding and I'm like, and my fingers, I got like pushed ahead. Obviously, they took care of the cardiac patients first, but I didn't have cardiac patients. Yeah, I didn't have to sit and wait.
So what was it?
I was there.
What caused the?
I'm gonna tell you. I was there for 6 hours. They gave me every elixir possible. They called it a lovely, like, some kind of cocktail. They did an EKG. They did chest. They did all these things. I thought I was having a heart attack. It turns out that it was really bad acid reflux. And somebody, I was told, this is a medical term called a firecracker esophagus, which isn't necessarily reflux. It's like something a little different. So it wasn't that the pill got caught because I kept drinking water. They made drink. It was somehow something happened. I don't know if the pill opens up when it's in your esophagus.
A friend of mine once. They took a pill and
it didn't get stuck.
Not stuck, but like it gave them burning enough that they went to the hospital.
I think because it's a capsule and it like opens up there and it's not supposed to. And I don't know, but it was the worst fucking pain I'd ever been in. So the best part of all of this is that we have 2 young children at home, and John drops me off, and then he stays at home with the kids because it's bedtime. It is now 4 a.m. and it was before Uber. This was, like 2007. So they're like, oh, you can go home. Well, obviously I have a cell phone.
Do they not have a driver to drive people?
No.
I feel like they
I could have called a taxi, but I didn't even think of it, and they didn't offer,
Well, it was across the street.
Right, but I think that they didn't know that. But I think that they just assume that someone's going to call a taxi, or someone's here with you, by the way, waiting. So I walked down Bryn Mawr Avenue, which is an active street, with my fingers all gauzed up.
Oh.
Because every time I brought my hand down, it hurt more. My heart would beat and it would throb. So I'm walking home down Bryn Mawr Avenue with a toe all bandaged up and my 3 fingers in the air.
Oh my God, I have a visual.
I'm like, please don't let anybody I know drive by here at 4 a.m. I look like I escaped from the hospital.
I'm sure your friends are not driving around at 4 a.m. in the morning.
That was a joke, but I'm saying, like, thank God it wasn't 9 a.m. I have my Ziploc Rubbermaid container in this hand. Yeah,
you need a bigger purse.
I didn't even take a purse. I was like in a hurry. So, fingers up in the air like this, like.
Jesus Christ.
Do you remember? And the reason I say this is because not only was it my toe that I split and got ushered in quickly. Do you remember me telling you about the guy that escaped from, it must have been the emergency room, because it's right near there's an opening right there, an exit, enter and exit. The guy was walking down the road with his gown on, hooked to the IV pole, pushing the IV pole, and flapping away in the wind. Like, he was not covered.
Speaking of flapping away, I have a funny.
You're flapping away?
No. So, again, those of you that are new and don't know about the yam sack, that's last year this time. Check out our old episodes. The other night, I'm watching Polar Express, right? And at the end of it, Santa's gigantic red sack, right? And all I could think of, I'm like, oh, that's a fucking yam sack. I was like, that's a big sack. And Joe and I start laughing because the 9-year-old in me, so we're amused. Santa's sack, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's a giant yam sack, blah, blah, blah. My friend was watching it and took a picture of the fucking TV screen and sent it to me. And I was like, oh my God. I'm like, he's older than me. So it's not just me. And he was like, all I can see, like giant yam sack. I'm like, I know, right? That's all I could think about. I just said the same thing. I was so excited. Like, it was so serendipitous that
a yam
somebody
sack
else would think the exact. Well, so I'm glad that we brought yam sack into other people's lives, and now they see yam sack, like Aunt Bonnie saw yam sack at the grocery store with the strawberry dessert, and then my friend saw the yam sack the other night in Santa's red sack. Anyway, okay.
Santa's sack.
There's a candle. My candle people that I like.
The
Evil Queen.
The sandal sack.
Santa's sack.
Does it smell like bad? Does it smell like bad feet?
No. I'm sure. I didn't buy any this year. I still.
It's like the person that sits in front of you with bad, smelly underwear.
I'm not. Ew. Wait, hand me that decoration right there. Give that to me.
Somebody,
I have a couple
that's
friends who love
happened to
it.
me.
Look at
I
this.
can't believe that it's how bad it stinks.
Look at this cute little snowman, and he
That
rocks.
is cute. Where'd you get that?
But I can't.
Oh, he skis.
He's like skiing. But
The rocking makes him ski.
yeah, with his butt out. I love it. This was the topic of conversation
That's a
last
cute
year
one.
at one of our parties.
That's a cute one.
Anyway.
I'm going to put it on the
I
table.
think I had it at Joanne Fabrics like a million years ago.
Oh my God,
they
it's so
can't see
cute.
it,
I know, but I
right?
can see it.
Anyway, okay.
Do
So
you like our matching sweaters?
we
want to hear about it.
Talked about it last night. So those of you that won the candles, we're getting them in the mail. I promise you.
They're ready to go.
Last week was a little helter skelter with Thanksgiving and whatnot. Tonight, Joe and I have our trolley tour to see the lights in the city. It's a BYO trolley tour. I'm very excited.
You better take a blanket. It's freezing.
I said bundle up, so I'm gonna have to like figure out. Like I got a hat out, a scarf out. I'm not ever outside, so like I have to like dig through my bag of things for my I'm like
Get
I need
some
a scarf,
gloves.
I need gloves, I need a hat, but then of course like there goes my hair. I'm like, do I want to be fashionable or do I want it to actually keep my? I have the little earmuffs like wrap around.
Do you have the
my
one with
head.
the fun ball on top? Like they make them, they look like fur. Those are the
I
big
can never
in
find
things.
because I have a large head apparently. Like I can never find them to properly fit my head, and I really like the beanie ones that like slouch.
Yeah.
But I can never find one that properly fits my head. So anybody out there, if you ever find a large one that fits a large head, because like I've tried a bajillion of them, and then I look ridiculous because it's like stuck on. It looks bad, but I like the pom pom. Anyway, okay.
I follow this stationary woman. She's in Canada. It's called Classy Cards, and they're all the swears and all the sarcasm and all the snark. She calls them toques, because in Canada they call hats toques,
Right.
and it just reminded me of when what was that show? I'm older than you. When I was in like 6th grade, they had this. It was like Canada's version of SNL, and they made a Christmas song even. I forget now. I'm gonna have to do some research. If anybody knows the Canadian, it was 2 guys from Canada. They did Canada's version of SNL. It was like a big thing, and they did a Christmas song. And if you went to my elementary school or even high school, you're gonna know who I'm talking about. So, or the 2 guys, I can't remember their name. I'm gonna have to do research. But they did a funny Christmas song, and they talked about a toque. It was like the 12 Days of Christmas, and one of the things was a toque.
Joe and I learned a new term for a hat this year. A few months ago, we were watching one of the British cop shows that now I can't like the undiscovered on something, I forget. Anyway, they would do cold cases. And they were referring to the guy wearing the black, and they kept saying this word, whatever it was. And finally, I'm like, it's another word for what we would call a ski mask.
Oh.
But they called it something. I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Oh yeah, I know what that is. That's what they're listed as in like a magazine. If you go to order
not
one,
a ski mask.
no, it's not called a ski mask.
It's called something else.
Oh my God, I can't
think of it now.
because we bought Sean one from when he's ATV riding.
And they nicknamed the man like Ski Mask Man, but it's not. It was not. It's the other word for ski mask, and now I can't think of it. Leonora is.
This is what happens when you're old. You lose the memory.
Well, I googled it. I'm like, is this what they're talking about? And yes, it's what they were talking about. But it's so I've only ever known it as a ski mask, and now I can't think of the word. We're gonna stop this. I'm gonna fucking remember it. I'll Google it and remember it. Anyway. Okay. We're gonna wrap this up. So thank you so much for tuning in. And again, for those of you that are new, if you loved us. Thank you for listening, and please let us know. And if you hated this and think it's brain dead conversation, Jeanette, you don't have to tell us. It's okay. You don't ever have to watch it again.
Just keep going. Just move on.
We're not for you. And the proper etiquette here is that you just move along and you don't say anything. But there's a lot of cray out there who like to fucking comment and be negative and rude and hostile the holiday season, especially. Don't be. Move along. So anyway, if you love this, thank you. And we have a couple new subscribers too, because our number on YouTube went up. So
yay, thanks.
And if you're on the Facebook, Small Talk,
we have a lot more subscribers on Facebook. I don't know if they watch it through Facebook.
There are a lot of people that are on there that never watch the show either. So I'm not sure we invited them.
We'll keep you. We like it.
We'll keep you. I'm just saying, like, I think we're like the same 85 people that watch like every week.
Well, the rest of them don't know about us.
I don't know. They don't know. Anyway, and I'm sorry, we're funnier than fucking Jason Kelsey's wife. We are funnier than her.
She has her new podcast comes out tomorrow. But I do like the fact that she was going to name.
Come on here.
We should have her. She's a neighbor.
She's not coming.
We're gonna. No. I'm working on this.
I want to meet her. So we're gonna meet Jason.
She has in her home office. She showed for a trailer last week. It is a statue of this sitting like on her desk. You know what? You know what? I can one up you. I have the snow globe.
Oh, the snow
with
globe.
the light
That's right.
and the glitter
Fantastic. I forgot
and
about
this.
That. Where is that? Is it out?
It's at home. It's out.
Okay.
It's in my bedroom, actually.
Which reminds me, speaking of the
Nightlight.
middle finger, I had said, people steal my ideas. I should patent my ideas. Years ago, I had said to people, they should make a middle finger that you can put up. They should put like a hand symbol on the car that lights
Did
up.
you see what I sent you?
Yes. That you could like give the middle finger or give like a thumbs up or like could say like sorry or whatever, like to indicate to the person behind you like sorry I cut you off or hey get off my ass or like whatever. So it should have symbols and words. And then today,
Some road rage.
There's like a neon hand that you can put in the window, and it has a little remote, and then you can give the finger to the people behind you.
Do you know how many car accidents are going to happen because they're fucking with the remote, trying not to get the middle finger, but something else?
In this day and age, I feel like you should be able to speak it. I feel like you should be able to say, like, give the middle finger to the person behind me, and then they should be able to, like,
as innocent as that sounds and how much I would really like to do this in person.
Road rage, someone will kill you.
I think it's road rage. No, even the back symbol.
But she was silver and gold on the same hand.
Oh. I think it's I think it's asking for some trouble. Let me flip you off. Even with a neon sign, like somebody's going to get out of their car and smack you.
Well, I mean, that's like the least of my concerns. I mean, fuck. Anyway, one more thing before we finish up here. Now we're way past. Have they gotten all the monkeys from South Carolina?
I don't know. They stopped talking about it. They stopped talking about it.
Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. We had no animal antics this time.
No, I had some. I refrained.
Well, next time. Okay, next time.
I refrained.
And next time we're going to go over the gift giving. And they have it broken down by amounts, so that'll be good. That'll give me more time to look over it too. I gave it a quick look last time.
It's snarky card season, so I do like an advent calendar, a countdown to Christmas. I do a snarky card, a different one each day until Christmas.
Not everybody that watches this is friends with you on Facebook.
I know.
So are you going to post it on the page?
I can post it on the page.
But
yes.
Also, we're not.
And you can also follow me.
And we have Instagram, but I don't really know how to use it.
No, but you can follow me on Facebook or her. I'll post it on the page there too.
I'm not. No, people that I don't just let anybody become friends with me on Facebook.
Well, neither do I, but.
Or follow me. I don't have that option that you can just follow me.
Okay.
Look, I don't need the whole world. Not that I would get the whole world. Okay, look, fuck. Okay.
Have a great week.
Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Have a great week. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.